All radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
You walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Ball is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We made it. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, y'all know we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. But the bottom line is you got to buckle up with
Y'all bear with me. Gotta plug up.
When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your man don't look in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time.
All right, we
What
back.
time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We made it. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, this game is really just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Oh My Goodness Monday. And oh my goodness, Team USA did it. Team USA did it before the closing ceremonies of the Olympic Games. Team USA ended up with the most gold medals by one over China and the most gold medals and the most medals total by far with 113. So congratulations, Team USA, on getting it done. And how did they do it? Yep, it was the women's basketball team. They got it done over the weekend with a nice 90-75 win to win the gold medal. And then the women's volleyball team with a very impressive gold medal, 3-0 win over Brazil. And, you know, the interesting stat for me, the oh my goodness stat for me that came out of the Olympics, if the women on the U.S. teams, the women that represented the United States had been their own country, just the women, they would have had the fifth most medals. They would have had the fifth most. I think fifth most golds. But anyway, regardless, that says a lot about what the women of this country mean, period, but definitely in the world of sports. And you know me. I rock for my colleagues, Keisha Kelly, Kelsey Nicole Nelson, Kim Y. Davis, Vashti Hurt with Carolina Blitz, Sheena Quick, Don Montgomery, I am Valencia King, Shirley Walker King. Gotta rock with my new friend Rolling with Ramos. You know I gotta rock with her, Mikel Ramos. But I'm telling you, man, women are doing it, and they help the United States get over the top. So we'll talk about that, anything you want to talk about in retrospect of the Olympics. I have reached out to several Olympians to try to get them on the show. A couple of them have responded back and are working on it with their schedules. Others, I just know they're busy and they need some time, having just gotten back in the country. So Be patient, please. Be patient. Just know I'm working on it. Back out at Texans training camp briefly today, and DW4 was back in practice. Now, he did leave or was not there when the team activity got going, but the individual position workouts, he was there. A lot going on with that as well. I'll tell you what I've heard, the latest that I've heard from my sources. Now, I can't speak for anyone else. I trust my sources. I don't release them because I'm just glad that they're talking to me. I'll share with you what I know. And then other than that, we'll get into it. It's Oh My Goodness Monday right here on the lunch break. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000 is the number to dial. 281-453-1000. You know you can always light me up on text message 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. Or email me, aj@kyoksports.com. That's aj@kyoksports.com. And of course, got to talk about the big MEAC SWAC Challenge. I'll be there. MEAC SWAC Challenge coming up. You know it's about to be football time in college football, and I'm representing the HBCUs. All right, we'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
I am Jacqueline Carr, and here is your winning strategy. Here is a place in my family's life where I saw words made a difference. I remember when my dad would tell everyone, I'm never going to buy the latest model car. One day, God spoke to him and said, change your words. He said, God told him, you deserve the best. I created the best for you. He immediately changed his words and stated, we are going to get the latest model car. The next vehicle we purchased was a brand new model. He changed his words, and his words changed the outcome. Until your words line up, people of God, with what you want to see, you will never see it come to pass. It starts with the thought, and then the words give it the power to form. It's time for you to have what you have envisioned by releasing the right words over your life.
You're ready to get out and get moving. And whether it's surfing, playing tennis, or hiking every path you can find, you're going to need some essential new gear. Essentials that are even more rewarding with the Bank of America customized cash rewards credit card. You can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. The essentials have never felt more rewarding. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify.
800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139. Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 a.m., 92.3, or streaming on kyokradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Give the people what they want.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
This is Jasmine Highsmith, and you're having Inside of Sports with your lunch here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live, kyokradio.org. Also streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Big shout out to Kev, the producer over at the Texas Southern University. Appreciate all you do, even when I'm nowhere around. This young man is working hard on the show. So let me get back to it. Again, really want to appreciate Team USA for what they did, all the Olympians for putting in that work. I mean, we got the benefit of watching the Olympians do what they have practiced and trained to do, some of them literally all their lives, most of them for the better part of their lives. And one name that sticks out for me on Oh My Goodness Monday is Allison Felix. Allison Felix, now the most decorated person in U.S. track and field. Now, the most decorated person in track and field, and that is over the great Carl Lewis, who did not hold back on how he felt about the men's 4x100 relay. I won't get into that, another story, but Allison Felix is amazing. When you think about how she went from being one of the best sprinters in the world to transitioning over to the 400 meters and not just running the race, but literally running it so well that she became one of the top 3 in the world. All while being a mother, all while, taking care of her family. Oh, did I mention that she started her own shoe brand because Nike dropped the ball concerning her and other women, not just women of color, other women, period, when it comes to pregnancy and how they're treated during their pregnancy period. I bet Nike wishes they had her back now. And it was so good of her to be able to stand there, and be interviewed and literally give some honor to the people and herself for her shoe. I love that. Absolutely. This is a businesswoman. This is a world-class athlete. This is a mom. This is a wife. This is a sister. This is a friend. Love it. And all the while, just as humble and peaceful as the day is long. The smile infectious. I mean, seriously. I don't know what business owners and companies, major corporations, what else they could be looking for. She would be the great face of fill in the blank. Allison Felix is one that really stood out for me, and for her to go out wearing the gold, amazing. Absolutely love it. Another one that stood out for me as an oh my goodness. Hey, Elisa Gabrielle. I call her Lady Gabrielle, tuning in from Jersey. How are you? My sister, my friend, Queen Gabrielle. Tell the king I said, hey, the fam, everybody. But the other one, Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley, only woman to win multiple gold medals as a player. Win gold medals as a player, as an assistant coach, and as a head coach. She won as a player, she won as an assistant coach, and she won as a head coach. Again, and she took flack. She took flack. I don't know if it was justifiable with the selection, or better yet, the lack of selection when it came to Nneka Ogwumike, one of the best players in the world. And then FIBA definitely dropped the ball in disallowing her request to be able to play for Nigeria. But that aside, I'm real happy for Dawn Staley. I'm real happy for Dawn Staley. And she's retiring from being the head coach of Women's USA Basketball. So we'll see who will get that very coveted and illustrious position next. A lot of respect for her. I gotta get young Dee Dee Williams back on the show. Got to get her back on the show. Of course, you know, she coached at South Carolina State over in the HBCUs. I know she's coached high school. I got to get her to come back on and talk about Dawn Staley and what she's meant to the game. She's not retiring from basketball. She's just retiring as the head coach of Team USA. Let Dee Dee give that some feedback on what that pressure could be like. So a couple of names. I'm not saying that they were all inclusive. Obviously, Simone Biles. Obviously, I think Simone Manuel, the first Black woman to win a gold medal in swimming, I think she had a very, very good point that either got overlooked or rejected by many in my business, and that's stop interviewing athletes immediately after a tough loss or a tough race. Give them a minute. I think she was speaking more in reference to the men's 4x100, where a lot of the young guys were not yet ready to talk about it. 15, 20 minutes after the race is not a big deal to wait. Got to take a break. Y'all give me 2-3 minutes. I'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. 800-219-8332. That's 800-219-8332.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. That's 800-958-2156.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire, located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, in the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We stream live on KYOKradio.org and Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And we appreciate you all tuning in wherever you are. In fact, big shout out to William V. William V said, AJ, longtime listener, first time communicating with the station. Thank you for setting up text and email for those of us who can't call in from work. I enjoyed the Olympics. One of my favorites, though, was the swim events. I really enjoyed seeing world records fall. I enjoyed seeing the sport carry on since Michael Phelps. What were your thoughts on that? My thoughts that Katie Ledecky is the business. Katie Ledecky has got to be considered. I don't want to call her the female version of Michael Phelps. I don't want to call her that. But Katie Ledecky has got to get a lot of love. She's got to get a lot of love. In the 1,500-meter race, the 12 fastest times in the world all belong to Katie Ledecky. Think about that. In the race, all around the world where it is swam, the 12 fastest times ever belong to Katie Ledecky. That part, again, I don't know. That stood out for me. That stood out for me. I think, of course, the swimming on the men's side, Caleb Dressel. What can I say about him? He had the games that we didn't think we would see since Michael Phelps. And I get what William V is saying, that the sport has evolved and it doesn't look like it's got a lot of ramp up time after one of the greatest swimmers of all time. I know, by the way, I don't know about in swimmers' years, but Dressel is young. What is he, 24? I could see him raking in some more goals in 2024. I could see that. I don't know if Katie Ledecky said, what are you talking about? This wasn't my last race. I'll see y'all in France. Now, Diana Taurasi said the same thing. I hope Taurasi is playing. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on Diana Taurasi, but come on, sis. Let some of the young guns get some run. You know, I mean, it's not like, watch this. It's not like you have to try out for the women's team. You're selected. I know they run some drills and they do practice. What are we talking about? Not the game. We're talking about practice. I know they do some of that, but you are selected. Swimming, you got to have the fastest times. You got to qualify. If Katie Ledecky can qualify for France, she ought to be out there. Definitely in the 1,500 meters. Caleb Dressel, same thing. 28, can still blow through it like that? Yeah. I want to see his wife fall out again. She was like, I can't blame her. I mean, what do you do when you see your significant other win gold medals and, set world records? I think you fall out. Let it be one of mine, my children, or somebody close. Raven Rogers won the bronze medal, and I'm dancing in the street with my shirt over my head, my belly hanging out as if I did. I'm like waiting on her to call so we can get her on the show. I'm like, I feel like my child won the bronze medal. She used to sit right back there. She used to sit right back there and be on her phone while she was interning. I got drops of Ray Rock. Hold on, y'all. I'm just telling you. I'm waiting on. Let me let you hear this is Raven Rogers right here. Here's Raven.
Hey,
this is Raven Rogers from the University of Oregon, 800 meters, NCAA, 3-time NCAA champ, art major, Spanish fluent, Houston native right here. And you're listening to The Lunch Break with KYOK.
That's Raven Rogers. And as innocent as she sounds, that's her. But baby, when she got out on that track, she was a beast. She was a beast. And I was excited for her. Again, I cannot wait to get her on the show. It will be a star moment for me. I'll be like, oh my God, Raven, you won the bronze medal. I'm so happy. Somebody's going to have to call in and finish the interview for me. Keith Hennig, you need to be on standby that day. You need to be like, well, while AJ is laying on the control board, it's crying and snotting and bubbling up, all that. Raven, tell us about the race. Somebody going to have to fill in for me that day. Kev, the producer, you got to be on mic that day. So, I mean, I'm excited for Caleb. I'm excited for U.S. Swimming. There were some other young people that really stepped up. I mean, I know we're talking about the U.S., but that young 17-year-old in Australia, that what she won the 200, I think she won the 200 goal or the 100 meters goal. Baby. 17 and doing that? Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, William V. Good comment. Let's see who else we got. Again, man, I got to tell you how much I love Lady Elisa Gabrielle. She is a very good spirit, very good light, inside and out. Beautiful as they come, and, man, powerful when it comes to publishing and writing, and an award-winning publisher and writer, author. I'm just glad to be in the same family with her when it comes to that. So anyway, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but those are my oh my goodness Mondays. Let me see. Got a couple other messages that came in. AJ, who do you think should be the next women's basketball coach? I don't know. I'd like to see it be, somebody. I was gonna say a name, but I don't want to get into that. I don't. I will say this, and y'all can tell them I said it. I hope it's not the new head coach of LSU. I don't think she wants it, but even if she does, I hope they don't do that. I'd like to be somebody fresh. What about the head coach at Arizona? Women's head coach at Arizona? I'd love to see her do it. I think she would be a great representation of the country and the players. I just hope they don't give it to Kim Mulkey. That's all I'll say. All right, so again, a lot of stuff this weekend. Have some new Hall of Fame inductees. Man, Edgerrin James. Edgerrin James, again, had me crying like I got inducted into the Hall of Fame. I'm like, bruh, how you gonna say my career started with gold teeth in my mouth and it finished with a gold jacket? And I don't think some of y'all got that. Y'all just like, oh, yeah, that's good. Man, that's a serious statement. That's a whole lot of, from where I came from, we usually don't end up right here. From what I've been through, we usually don't end up right here. And I was happy for him, man. I was happy for him. When I tell you, Edgerrin James, I got a chance to see him play at the U. And all the great running backs that came out of the U, Alonzo Highsmith and plenty more. Frank Gore, all those great running backs that came out of the U. There was something about Edgerrin James, I'm about to call him Edge, something about Edgerrin James that was just special. And he wasn't a flashy dude. Yeah, he had the gold grill, but he wasn't a flashy dude. To the media, he wasn't real outspoken or anything like that. He just went about his business and put in that work. And a lot of people don't remember, but Edgerrin James came in and replaced, of all people, was it Eric Dickerson? I think I'm right. If Willie Gibson is listening, Willie, correct me if I'm wrong, but Edgerrin came in and replaced, of all people, Eric Dickerson in Indy. And I got to tell you, I'm not saying that there is any comparison. They're both Hall of Fame running backs, but Edgerrin James and Peyton Manning just did their thing. Just did their thing. Keith Hennig, you are correct, sir. Thank you. And man, I'm telling you, as offensively sound as the passing game was and the brilliance of Peyton Manning was, Peyton Manning and Edgerrin James together, they gave the Colts, and then you throw in, of course, their head coach, Tony Dungy, they gave the Colts literally an unfair advantage against other teams because their football IQ out of this world. It's just what it was. And Edgerrin James was 100% a part of that. The offense was literally one of those deals where Peyton Manning was calling plays at the line. Edgerrin James obviously had to pick up the play, but he had to make them work, especially the running play. Yeah, I love that Colts defense back in the day where they literally they bent, but they did not break. You know, Tony Dungy brought a lot of that Pittsburgh Steelers philosophy to the Colts. He didn't have a steel curtain, but he had a wire fence that wouldn't break. It bend, you lean into it, but it wouldn't break. And I'll say what Peyton Manning joked about yesterday it was the whole if it hadn't been for the Tom Brady era. I mean, that's crazy. Willie Gibson sent me something about Tom Brady that just blew my mind. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Tom Brady in 2004 won his third Super Bowl. Calvin Johnson, Megatron, was a freshman at Georgia Tech in 2004. In 2016, Tom Brady won his fifth Super Bowl championship. And in 2016, Calvin Johnson announced his retirement. In 2021, Tom Brady has won his seventh Super Bowl championship. And in 2021, Calvin Johnson was enshrined in the National Football Hall of Fame. That's perspective. That's just crazy. So, anywho, just wanted to throw that out. Just want to throw that out. A lot of good stuff. Charles Woodson. I got Rod on the brain because, again, Rod and I ran track against each other. We didn't run track together. We ran track against each other because in a 10-hurdle race, he was done about 6 hurdles in for me. I'm still on the 6th hurdle. He's wrapping up his interview. But Charles Woodson, real happy for him. Definitely happy for Harold Carmichael. HBCU grad and one of the most imposing wide receivers ever to play the game just by sheer size and physicality, hand strength. If Harold Carmichael was in the game today, oh my gosh. So again, big deal for them. And then for the folks that were able to cover the Hall of Fame induction, Keisha Kelly was there. Want to reach out to her. Was supposed to have her on the show, but today wasn't a good day, so we're going to reschedule that. But I love to hear her Hall of Fame perspective And then Dawn Montgomery, great sports broadcaster, broadcast journalist out of Atlanta. I definitely want to get her on the show. She was there as well. And as she put it, that was the pinnacle of her career. So we'll be talking about that for time to come. A lot of folks speculating on who the 2022 class will be. So, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see. All right, got to take a break. Come back with more Oh My Goodness Monday. If you got an Oh My Goodness from this weekend, hit me up, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me, 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. Hey, y'all, don't let me forget to tell you about the SWAC MEAC Challenge going to be coming up. I'll be covering that live and on location. I'll tell you about that. But don't let me forget to tell y'all. All right, AJ, remember to tell us about the SWAC MEAC Challenge. All right, be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527.
Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours. Any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? Going through a divorce? Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. We'll make you a serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760. If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number, 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Hey, you want some sports with your lunch? Well, tune in to the legendary KYOK at the lunch break. And I'm Raven Rogers.
Appreciate you, Raven Rogers. I'm probably going to rock with that for the whole show right there. Probably going to do those two for the whole show. You know, what can I say? She won the bronze medal, 800 meters. So tell me why I should play anything or anyone else. All right, so there is something I want to talk about, though. And this DMX in the background really fits the bill. What do they really want from us? What do they really want from us? I mean, I got to pull this story up because it's an oh my goodness in a bad way. Hang on. Uh-huh. Okay, hang on. I thought I had it. All right, let me see if this is it. Bear with me. There is there's a former sprint coach, I should say, sprint coach that wants the Olympic Committee, World Olympic Committee, to investigate a female sprinter from an African nation, whether or not she is truly a woman. And his reason is because her times were faster than his times at her age. So she's running faster at 18 than he ran at 18, and he considers himself a world-class sprinter. He's a sprint coach, so he teaches world-class sprinters in his country how to run. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness. So wait a minute, let me get this straight. This young African woman is faster than you at her age. And that hurt your feelings so bad that you want them to check and see whether or not she is really a woman. Now, a little bit of backstory. She was not able to compete in her signature race, which I think is the women's 400 meters, because her testosterone levels were too high based on those set by the Olympic Committee. Now, mind you, that doesn't make her a man. They're just, some people have different DNA makeup. Some people's bodies are just different. There are people that walk around with a higher body temperature than others. So while we were running around scanning foreheads, my thing was like, why are you doing that? Not everybody's body temp is the same. What are you going to do if somebody's body temp comes in at 99, 100, and that's their normal body temp? They're not running a fever. That's just right where they rock. So her levels were a little high, not exceedingly high, not like up there where, somebody else's are, that's a man. So she wasn't able to run in her signature race, but she was able to and qualified to run in the 200 meters. And as an 18-year-old, she took the silver medal. Right behind, of course, the world's fastest woman, the Jamaican, Hurrah. He didn't want to challenge the gold medalist, who obviously ran faster than he did at that time. He didn't say anything about her. He went to this 18-year-old young lady from Africa because at 18, winning a silver medal was a time faster than he ran at that age. Huh? Wait, what? What is wrong with you? What is absolutely wrong? He had nothing else better to do. He had nothing else to complain about, or better yet, celebrate. And by the way, there are women that can beat him in a lot of things, especially when he was 18 years old. I mean, somebody, I wish it was at church because y'all could talk back to me, but somebody can remember, being out in the neighborhood as a kid, and there were girls out there that could beat them at stuff. Foot racing, arm wrestling, football, basketball. I mean, there were just girls that were just better than some of the boys. But for this, I'm trying to be nice, gentlemen, to feel like it requires somebody to check whether or not she is truly a woman. That's extreme. That's definitely, oh my goodness. I don't know. I feel like I want to check and see if he's even a man. I want to check and see if he's even human. I definitely want to check and see if he's got a brain. Like, before we start checking her, can we check you? Like, common sense seems to be lacking. Like, she might have slightly elevated levels of testosterone, but you got a extremely high level of ego. I don't understand how some people can't live and let other folks live. It's sports, man. It's sports. And there are some times when other people are better than you in sports. And sometimes they are women. Like, I'd love to see him, I'd love to see him go one-on-one with Brittany Griner. She'd clean him up. I'd love to see him go one-on-one with Sha'Carri Richardson, since he's a track coach and a sprint coach. I'd love to see him go one-on-one with her. What are we going to say? She's a man because she beat the brakes off of him? Yeah, man. That was my, oh my goodness. That was mine. Keith Hennick said, they said the same thing about Brittany Griner. It's Bravo Sierra. I'm just saying, man, listen. Some men can't take it. Some men can. I'm not one of them. In fact, I wish she would I wish she would call in one day. There was a young lady that I grew up with, and in elementary school when we would play pickup football during recess. The first pick on my team would always be Lorinda Matson. The first pick on my team would always be Lorinda Matson, Ottaway now. But, oh, man, because nobody could go up and get the ball like Lorinda Matson. I was by far nobody's quarterback, but I could play quarterback because of Lorinda Matson. If I threw it up in the air, she's going to go up and get it over all the boys. Like Lorinda Matson, man. And I'm telling you, that's over all the boys. So I don't know. I don't know what this sprint coach's problem is, but whatever it is, it's personal. It isn't her. It isn't her. It's definitely him. His poor little ego couldn't take it. Poor little ego couldn't take it. So anyway, let me get ready to do these birthdays. If you got a birthday, you had a birthday over the weekend, give me a call right now on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I wonder what he would say about Sturgis from North Carolina A&T. I mean, she could beat the brakes off of him. Anyway, let me we got some really good celebrity birthdays today. Excuse my congestion. Yeah. So anyway, I want to take a quick break, look at some of these birthdays. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. It is truly the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. One of my dear sister friends and church members, Minnie Thompson, celebrating her birthday today, along with Charles Branch III. Joffrey Palmore, celebrating his birthday. Big shout out to you, Joffrey. Charles Bishop, along with Dennis Forbes, Keisha Reeves, Kim Lambert, happy birthday, girl. Siobhan Spann, celebrating her birthday with Carla Mack, Anthony Gilmore, my dear friend, sister, Queen sister Pamela Thomas, Minister Pamela Thomas, is celebrating her birthday along with one of my classmates, Kimberly Matthew, and Rebecca Collier, celebrating her birthday. I mean, hit a couple of from over the weekend. Bridget Nyambura celebrating her birthday over in Kenya. Big shout out to her. You know we're worldwide. Vanessa Davis-Riggs, Alma Arsenault, Lamise Geloso, Venice Ross, Glenda K. Allen celebrating her birthday with Raymond Thompson, Gloria McMeans, Andre Valentine Curtis. Kim Ledette celebrated her birthday over the weekend, along with Jose Nieto. He is a husband of one of our front office people here at the station, along with George Powell and definitely Queen Allison Arnett. Leslie Fletcher celebrated her birthday with my cousin, Ashlyn Griffin, Pastor Kenyatta Simmons. All of them had birthdays over the weekend. Let me jump to the celebrity side real quick. Birthdays today. Remember Jamarcus Russell? Remember him? Number 1 pick by the Oakland Raiders out of LSU. Jamarcus celebrating a birthday today. Also, Tyson Gay, former sprinter, U.S. sprinter, celebrated a birthday today. There's some others. Hang on. Derek Fisher, that's who I was looking for, celebrating his birthday as well. Jimmy King, part of the Fab Five, celebrated a birthday today. Big shout out to him. One of the left out members of the Fab Five. Also, prime time. Deion Sanders celebrating a birthday today as well. Vinny Del Negro celebrating his birthday as well. Brett Hall, famous hockey player, celebrating a birthday today. John Hot Rod Williams, who played at Tulane while I was at Tulane, also played for the Cleveland Cavaliers, celebrating a birthday today. I won't talk about his getting caught up in the point shaving scandal. Brad Gilbert, famous tennis player, celebrating a birthday, along with Doug Williams. You know Doug Williams, the first black quarterback to lead his team to a victory in the Super Bowl. Doug Williams out of Grambling State University, where he played for the legendary head coach Eddie Robinson, celebrating his birthday today. And then also got to say happy birthday to John Capoletti. Remember the great movie Brian's Song? John Capoletti celebrating his birthday. All right. Let me get ready to go. Happy birthday. Here's somebody sing happy birthday to you.
Oh, go shawty, it's your birthday. Ooh, it's your birthday. Go shawty, it's your birthday. Today's your day. Happy birthday to you.
All right. Again, if you got a birthday coming up or a big anniversary coming up, be sure and get it to me and let me celebrate with you. All right, let me get Sybil Wilkes on here right quick with her COVID-19 update. In fact, I think I'm going to do Sybil Wilkes right after the top of the hour on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Oh My Goodness Monday. Again, big shout out to all the inductees in this year's Pro Football Hall of Fame. Congratulations to all the Olympians for Team USA, helping the United States win the most gold medals and the most medals overall. Also, Texans getting ready for their first preseason game this coming Saturday. They'll take on Green Bay up in Green Bay. I'll talk about being out at training camp. And then the Cowboys will play Arizona Friday night at 9. Astros lost 2 out of 3 over the weekend to the Twins. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Legendary. 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. The U.S. is now averaging 100,000 new COVID-19 infections a day. The current milestone reached over the weekend represents the highest number of infections since the winter surge. Health officials warn that cases, hospitalizations, and deaths will continue to soar if vaccination rates do not increase. Nationwide, 50% of residents are fully vaccinated, 250,000 in early January. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. He can be a hit just like this.
He's a man.
You already make the big money.
He's a man.
I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's what I did. When I step on the field, I send one message.
Hey, Roll!
This is what it feels like.
Bro, I gotta have you back on the show.
My bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time.
Bro, I gotta have you back on the show.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No, that's first hour on the books, second hour underway right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's our Oh My Goodness Monday. And, man, got a lot of comments and questions, statements coming in from y'all via text message and email. I appreciate many of them. A lot of y'all going in on the sprint coach that wanted to check and see if the young lady from Africa was truly a woman because she ran faster at 18 than he did at 18. And man, there ought to be a reality TV show. If there's already been one, then, I just haven't seen it before. Teen Moms. There ought to be a reality TV show on Teen Moms, and I'm talking about Little League football Teen Moms. And if the Teen Moms don't want to do it, then it needs to be called Little League Football Parents. What are you talking about? There are some amazing stories in my text message that I know to be true, where if a kid was better than other parents or teen moms thought he should be, they want to check his birth certificate, they want to check his weight, they want to check all that. Now, mind you, you have to weigh in and you have to provide that information long before the game ever happens in most leagues. But sure enough, you let a kid be out there bigger or better than the other team's kids, somebody's team mom gonna be trying to check them birth certificates. Somebody's team mom or parent is gonna pull out a scale right there. Weigh him. Weigh him. You weigh him right now. I know he's over the weight limit. This birth certificate's been altered. And look, don't have a change on it, but they swear the birth certificate has been altered because somebody is upset that somebody else's kid at 12 is better than they were at 12. It is crazy. And that's, watch this, and that's Little League football. Pop Warner in some areas. I mean, it's crazy. I've even seen him challenge stuff in flag football. Let that little kid weave and wobble in between everybody and never get their flag pulled. Check that birth certificate. CJ said that is so true. I know it is. I used to be a Little League football coach, and I was an organization president. A-Leaf Steelers, shout out to them. ALIEF. But let me tell you, them parents out there are off the chain. If there is an executive producer out there or a producer out there, you want to go big, teen moms, and go around the country and find the worst of the teen moms in Little League sports or parents of Little League players. I'm telling you, that thing will be, what's that dance? That dance reality TV show where it's competitive dance. Those parents are a little thrown off. The pageant show. Those parents are a little thrown. Do football. Do Little League sports. I'm telling you, it will be entertaining. Yeah, man, I got some people in me now. Willie Gibson chimed in. He said that John Hot Rod Williams passed in 2015. Yeah, that was heartbreaking. Good dude. Again, we were at Tulane together, and again, I don't want to go in the negative part of it. Long story short, him and a couple of other guys on the team grew up near where my grandmother grew up, or where my grandmother lived in Darrow, Louisiana. So I got a chance to meet some of them guys when they were young, before they even got to Tulane, before we ever got to Tulane. And then my cousin, Jelly Jones, who used to play center for the Cincinnati Bearcats, he and Hot Rod were kind of close. I say kind of close. They were close. So I got a chance to know John intimately at Tulane. I got to know run with him a little bit before we got to Tulane, and then when he found out that Jelly Jones was my cousin, oh man, his big tail was always grabbing hold of me, saying something crazy. So anyway, yeah, may he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. Big shout out to Willie Gibson, him and Andy Yanez and Chris Gardner. People Talking Sports was on yesterday. They were on a little early yesterday because of the Summer League basketball game with the Houston Rockets. Got a chance to see Jalen Green doing his thing. He's gonna be a nice player. He is gonna be a nice player. Before I get off into that, let me finally get to the training camp from today. Deshaun Watson was back. Participated in the individual drills, so with the quarterbacks, and participated in individual drills. But when it came to the team drills, he was not on the field. He was not on the field. Deshaun missed several practices last week for what the team said was a minor injury. And all we can do is go by what the team said. There's no conflicting reports out there to anything else. But this is where I say, a couple of my sources that I've asked specifically about the Texans trading Deshaun and how they're trying to handle this legal situation. It's that the Texans are literally not responding to the teams that are calling about trading for Deshaun. Like, not that they've rejected the offer or anything like that. They're not even taking the calls for serious conversations about trading Deshaun. And again, that's what I'm hearing, which literally makes no sense. I mean, you got 58 quarterbacks that you've either drafted or traded for or whatever, and the player himself, in spite of all the off-field stuff, has said that he still wants to be traded out of Houston. I don't understand the whole not responding to the calls if that's in fact true. I mean, hear somebody out. If Philadelphia is talking about sending you Jalen Hurts and several draft picks, why wouldn't you hear that out? Jalen Hurts comes in here tomorrow and he's QB1. Him and Tyrod Taylor are battling for QB1, but Jalen Hurts is QB1A and Tyrod Taylor's QB1B, and I don't want to hear nothing about Davis, the quarterback out of Stanford, because Davis Mills. I've seen him working out and in drills and all of that with the Texans. What they don't do is they don't allow the quarterback to be sacked. So you'll have multiple players break through the line, have their hands on Davis Mills, and he just steps back and throws the ball anyway, and it looks like a nice completion. Or it looks like a tight spiral. That's not what it is. And some folks will tell you, oh, that's offensive line. His mobility compared to a Deshaun Watson's and even a Tyrod Taylor is literally non-existent. There is no comparison whatsoever. Like, Davis Mills is going to need a line that gives him all day for him to figure out his reads, his progressions, and where he's going to throw the ball. Now, he can find an open receiver when he's not being pressured to be sacked. But come game time, they're not going to put their hands on him and give him the ability to step back and throw the ball. In fact, from what I've seen out of training camp, if Davis Mills is the starter for the Texans, it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season. Like those 4 wins the Texans got last year, I'll cut that in half if Davis Mills is a starter. Just from what I've seen out there at training camp. But again, back to Deshaun, from what I'm hearing, again, from people that I trust, who I know they have connections inside the building, they're saying that the Texans are literally not taking the calls of anyone surrounding a trade for Deshaun Watson. I'm just going to leave that where it is. There's nothing more I can say about it other than I feel like it doesn't make sense. But there are several bright spots that I've been seeing out there. We'll take a break. I'll come back. I'll talk about a couple of the bright spots when we come back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Oh, my goodness, Monday on the lunch break.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past 2 years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110. Guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. 800-298-0139. That's 800-298-0139.
Hello, this is Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President of Communication Workers of America, District 6. Trey and I are inviting you to listen in to our new political talk show, Power to the People Political Hour.
Hello, this is Trey Daniels from the Daniels Group. Yes, Claude, the show will be hard-hitting and informative, talking about national and local political issues of the day, week, and month. Interviews will be with pastors, community leaders, elected officials, and political operatives. You know, Claude, a part of our responsibility is informing the citizenry and give them the power to the people.
That's right, Trey. We're asking that you listen in on 1140 AM, 92.3, or streaming on KYOKradio.org, Thursdays at 10 a.m. Give the people what they want.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
You're having your lunch on the lunch break with KYOK.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Oh My Goodness Monday. And again, we're talking a little bit about training camp, some observations that I've made since I've been there. And it's going to sound surprising. One of the running backs that has looked, pretty like he's got fresh legs, like he's got some elusiveness, quick steps into the hole. And I'm not going to call it breakaway speed, but he hits that hole so quick that he's on the second level. He's on the linebackers and into the defensive secondary very quick. And that's David Johnson. I will never, ever say that trade has balanced out or made sense with the Rockets trading DeAndre Hopkins for David Johnson and what they got for him. Never. Like, if that ever comes out of my mouth, I'm not feeling well that day, and y'all come get me. But I will say this training camp now, I don't know about game time because, they're practicing against each other. They ain't practicing against another team. It's controlled drills. Like I said, they're not hitting the quarterback or anything like that. David Johnson looks like he's got some quickness back in his legs and his ability to hit the holes. Another running back that they picked up this offseason that seems to have that is Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram seems to have that as well. Can't say much about the other running backs. Those are the two that stood out for me. A lot of folks have asked me about the defense. It's Lovie Smith. And I say that in a good way. It's Lovie Smith. So the defense is going to show us some stuff in the regular season that we're not going to see now. CJ, thank you for correcting me on Willie and Andy and Chris's show, Folks Talking Sports. But again, the defense that we're going to see, not even this coming Saturday, but come game time, from Lovie Smith is going to be something that we didn't see all training camp long. Lovie Smith is going to evaluate players in these preseason games and in practices and in joint drills where they work with another team to see who can run the kind of defense that he is going to put in. And oh yeah, by the way, again, no shade to Anthony Weaver, but it's going to be a huge upgrade from that. I don't know if it was the scheme, if it was the coaching, or if it was the players, but defensive football in Dallas and in Houston last year was abysmal. Dallas made a move. The Texans made a move. I expect both defenses to be a lot better because of the coaching itself, and both of them went out and got different players to run their defense. It is weird not to see number 99 out there, though. I will say that. It is weird not to see number 99 out there. And you know who that is, and you know where he is. David Culley, a lot of energy, seems to have a command over the practice. I'm wondering why they're calling it Nick Caserio. Camp Caserio. I'm wondering why that is, because David Culley has a clear command of the practices, of the drills, of the workouts. Again, for me, it's neither here nor there. I think that there were other candidates for general manager that were better picks. But, as we heard from one of our very frequent guests on the show, Caserio is following the textbook on how to GM an organization. He's following the textbook written by Ron Wolf of the Green Bay Packers. And after having gone through a couple of chapters of that, he ain't lying. He is not lying. It's textbook how to run the organization according to legendary GM Ron Wolf from the Green Bay Packers. Let me take a break. We'll be back with more. Again, that's really all I have because, again, the Texans are working out against themselves. They're not working out against Green Bay, not working out against Dallas. They're working out against themselves. Are there some bright spots? Yeah, you can see some guys have some quickness. You can see some guys get to the ball quickly or hit the holes quickly, or guys who can literally get the ball out of their hands quickly. And Davis Mills doesn't do that. So anyway, we'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Remember in the beginning, when you first started to build a life for you and your family, you never imagined it would come to this. Instead of living your dreams, you're living with debt. In fact, it's smothering you. Now there's a way you can take back control with one simple call. If you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you qualify to receive a free, no-obligation consultation on how to get rid of that debt for good. Call the Debt Helpline now. We work on your behalf to reduce your debt. We specialize in credit cards, retail store cards, and medical bills. One simple call is all it takes to get the ball rolling to a debt-free life. Stop living with debt and start living your dreams. Call the Debt Helpline now.
800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. 800-958-2156. That's 800-958-2156.
Tune in to Table Talk with your boy, TD Blackshear, every Tuesday from 10 to 11 a.m. on the legendary KYOK 1140 a.m. and 92.3 FM. See you there.
In need of tires? Check out OMG Tire Services and more. New and used tires, all the name brands you desire. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Give them a call at 832-767-3211. Top-notch service from beginning to end. When you're done, get your car hand-washed inside and out at OMG Tire Services and more. Located at 3126 Tidwell, between 59 North and Jensen. Call 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located on the north side.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio 1140 AM and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Hey, this is Raven Rogers from the University of Oregon 800 meters, NCAA, three-time NCAA champ, art major, Spanish fluent, Houston native right here. And you're listening to The Lunch Break with KYOK.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. We are streaming live on KYOKradio.org, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. On Facebook and Twitter, it's at Lunch Break KYOK, at Lunch Break KYOK, and then on YouTube, it's The Lunch Break with AJ. All right, so coming back. Got a lot of comments about the Texans training camp. AJ, you don't like Davis Mills. What's the deal? It's not that I don't like him. Again, I get why they took a quarterback with their first pick in this past draft. Man, I'll say this. If they could have gotten up a little bit higher and gotten Kellen Mond, I'd say they have something. I'm not saying Davis Mills won't be a good quarterback in the NFL. He's not ready right now. I mean, just from looking at training camp, you can just see he's still trying to figure it out. You know, just from getting the ball, stepping back, getting in the pocket where he's supposed to be, setting up, and then getting the ball out of his hands, just that part is laborious. And most rookies will tell you, and I'm going to have a couple of NFL players on the show, during this preseason and leading up to the regular season. But most NFL players will tell you the speed of the game from pro to college is like warp speed. You know, when they say jump to warp speed or jump to light speed, or, you know, that's the difference between the college game and the pro game. And that's what they say, not me. That's what they say. So you can see Tyrod Taylor's got it. You can see Deshaun Watson's got it. You don't see that Davis Mills has it. You don't see that. You just don't. It ain't there yet. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, if Davis Mills is the starter in the Texans' first game in September, the team is in trouble. He is not going to do a Justin Herbert. He is not going to do a Justin Herbert. How do you know, AJ? I just know what I see. If he does, I'll just say I was wrong and move on. But I doubt it. I doubt it. All right, coming up, there is a great game that I got approved for credentials for over the weekend, and I want to shout out to Michelle Jinks. She is the person that approves the credentials for the upcoming MEAC SWAC Challenge. Let me read a little bit off their website. We're happy to announce an outstanding event lineup to kick off the 2021 college football season in Atlanta, Georgia. College Game Day will broadcast live on ESPN from Center Park Stadium on Saturday. The kickoff time of the game will be Saturday, August the 28th. August the 28th. And it will be the MEAC SWAC Challenge. MEAC SWAC Challenge. I'll give you a little history about the game. It's an annual game that teams from the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, MEAC, and the Southwestern Athletic Conference, SWAC, launched back in 2005, and they played on Labor Day weekend. The matchup was held for the first 3 years at historic Legion Field in Birmingham. In 2008, the event moved to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, and 2017, the event is hosted at campus sites. From 2018 to 2020, the challenge will be held at Atlanta's Georgia State Stadium. And I'm excited, man. The MEAC is 10-4 all-time in the event. MEAC is 10-4 all-time in the event. And yeah, I'm looking forward to going. I am looking forward to going. Trying to see, there's a whole bunch of events surrounding the game. So looks like I need to get in town by Wednesday and broadcast live Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from there, and then attend the game on Saturday, and then come back with all the deets on Monday. Alcorn State, North Carolina A&T. I mean, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game. Going to be a great game. Anybody interested in meeting me over there, there's ticket information online, wherever you get your tickets from. Get your tickets and meet me out there, man. Meet me out there. going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to doing that. Looking forward to doing the Celebration Bowl. That's the winner of the SWAC versus the winner of the MEAC. I've given my SWAC ratings, my SWAC power rankings. I've given those. But let me see. Let me see if I got to do my MEAC ratings this year. I got to do my MEAC ratings this year. I know y'all think I'm crazy by thinking that Florida A&M in their first year is going to win the SWAC. In fact, Keisha Kelly laughed at me like crazy. You know, she's the queen of Black college experience. She laughed at me like, well, she didn't laugh. She was like borderline offended because I said I got FAMU winning the SWAC. And guess what? I do. I sure do. Let's see if I got my ratings nearby where I can pull them up real quick. I got them winning the SWAC because of a couple of things. One, they would have won the MEAC over the vaunted North Carolina State had they not been ineligible to play the game. I mean, had they not been ineligible for postseason play. You know, the NCAA can't figure out how to properly punish North Carolina, how to properly punish Miami, how to properly punish Kansas, Duke. I don't know if they're doing nothing wrong up there in Nebraska, but for me, you always got to check them out like every day. Like if anybody's going to do something wrong, it'll be Scott Frost. I know I'm being petty and messy, but I'm serious too. If I worked at the NCAA, I'd have an ongoing open investigation on him and them. But anyway, but the NCAA could constantly figure out how to have Prairie View on probation, how to have Florida A&M on probation. You know, they never popped Bobby Bowden and Florida State, but FAMU, they got them. Prairie View, they got them. So if FAMU is not on probation, FAMU wins the MEAC, and FAMU is in the Celebration Bowl game against, you know, I'm trying to see who won it that year. But anyway, I feel like FAMU is going to come in with a lot of under-the-radar ability and success because all folks are going to be looking at prime time, Deion Sanders. You know, a lot of folks are going to be looking at what Southern is going to do because their head coach ended up getting out, leaving, went to another conference. You know, what's Arkansas Pine Bluff and Alabama A&M going to do? You know, they met in the SWAC championship with Alabama A&M winning it. Akil Glass, you know, what's he going to look like in his final year at Alabama A&M? I think all the spotlight is on all those other schools, all those other players, and right under the radar, watch FAMU stack up a few wins. And watch them be right in the thick of things at the end of the year. CJ said, you should be excited. That's going to be more than just fun. Yeah, I am. I'm excited to be a part of that event. I'll be bringing you more about it, you know, leading up to it. But and we'll try and see if we can't get some officials from either side and from the MEAC SWAC Challenge. Try and get them on the air with us and let them tell you more about the great event. But I'm looking forward to traveling out there. You know, I'm gonna be double masked up. I ain't gonna cause no problems on the plane. I am not gonna cause any problems on the plane. So yeah, y'all don't worry about me. All right. So anyway, my surprise pick to win the SWAC over all the other schools, not Deion, not Arkansas Pine Bluff, not Alabama A&M, not Alabama State, not Southern. They could be a surprise as well, given that they'll have a new head coach and new system and all of that. But it's FAMU. It is FAMU. I'm also going to be very interested to see how North Carolina A&T does in the Big South Conference. Got to see how they do out there in the Big South, because that's a big jump from them going from the MEAC to the Big South. Now that's not a jump from, the MEAC to the SEC or the Big Ten or the Little 12, but for an HBCU to leave a conference that they dominated like that to a conference with other D1 schools, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Okay. All right. Again, messages coming in. AJ, so you just go overlook Alabama A&M and what they did and the fact that they are returning a large number of their starters. I'm not overlooking that. In fact, if you look at that SWAC championship game, Arkansas Pine Bluff gave A&M all they can handle. Arkansas Pine Bluff gave them everything that they can handle. A&M pulled away late in that game. So, yeah, Alabama A&M did what they were supposed to do. They weren't supposed to be in awe of Deion in prime time. They weren't supposed to be, at Jackson State, they weren't supposed to be in awe of the school. They were supposed to go out and try and beat them. And that's what they did. And they won the SWAC. I'm just saying there's another team in town that will fly underneath the radar and will surprise a lot of teams. And that's FAMU. That's FAMU. Go look at the last full season of FAMU in the MEAC. Look at the last full season standings of FAMU in the MEAC and get back to me. Look at where they were ranked and look at the fact that they could not compete in any postseason play. We're going to be having Coach Johnny Cole, former head coach of Texas Southern. He'll be sitting in with me on a weekly basis. We'll be talking about the SWAC and the MEAC and HBCU football throughout the season. So really looking forward to having that special going on throughout the week. But I'll give my MEAC power rankings with the schools that are left. One school in particular to keep an eye on, and I like the way that they played against A&T when they played them last year was Morgan State. Morgan State was a school that I don't know what it was, but they seem to have A&T's number. The record wasn't as good, but when it came to them playing A&T, they had their number. They had that offense figured out. They had that defense on lock, and it was an interesting game. I kept waiting for A&T to come back and pull away. They didn't, not against Morgan State. South Carolina State's going to have something to say about the the win. And I just realized I was saying that A&T is going to be in that game. It's not A&T. It's North Carolina Central. Excuse me. Please forgive me. North Carolina Central. A&T has jumped to the Big South. North Carolina Central is the school that will represent the MEAC in the MEAC SWAC Challenge against Alcorn. So, yeah, I'm glad I caught myself before that got out there. Again, I'm looking forward to having officials from that game and those schools on the show to talk about the big matchup. All right, look, let's get ready to wrap this thing up, man. This one has flown by. Zip said, AJ, what do you think Prairie View is going to do this year? Prairie View was a school last year that had a great season, basketball and football-wise. Fell a little bit short because of some of the COVID challenges or what have you. Put it this way. I think they're going to be in the top 3 in their division of their half of the SWAC. I think they'll be in the top 3. But I don't know if they're going to break through. Prairie View, a couple of things. When they got their running game on lock, they are solid. They are solid. So, to me, and I'll be heading up there for a couple of their games as well, to me, Prairie View top 3 on the western side of the SWAC. Don't know if they'll break inside of that. I mean, it's anybody's conference. I'm not saying anything is locked on either side, but I see Prairie View in the top 3 on the western side. All you Prairie View fans, don't be coming for me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Y'all know me. If I'm wrong, I'll be like, hey, I was wrong about that one. And what's killing me is folks will say, oh, AJ, you were wrong about this. You were wrong about that. Yeah. And I'm not alone. There are a whole lot of other folks that are dead wrong and never say anything about having been wrong. At least I come back and say, well, I sure missed it on that one. I sure missed it on that player. But just because other people don't ever admit when they're wrong doesn't make me more wrong. All right, now let me take that break. I'll be right back right after this. We're wrapping up after this on the lunch break.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
Do you have high blood pressure or diabetes? Are you over the age of 65 and covered by Medicare? Then pay close attention to this message. Medicare has introduced some new benefits to help consumers during these cautious COVID-19 times. They realize many of you don't want to leave your home to visit a doctor. So now you can get a remote patient monitoring device shipped to your home at little or no cost to you. Now your doctor can identify your problems in real time, which could potentially save your life. Victory Medical can easily ship this monitoring device directly to your home at little or no cost to you. If you have high blood pressure or diabetes and you're covered by Medicare, make this free call right now to see if you qualify for a new remote patient monitoring device. Call now.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527.
Do you have a home that you don't want anymore? We can buy it from you within 24 hours. Any home, size, or condition. For over 20 years, we've been buying homes for cash and helping homeowners sell their homes immediately with no listings or strangers walking through your home. Are you moving? Did you lose your job? Going through a divorce? Whatever the reason, if you're in a bind and you know that you need to sell your house fast, call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. We'll make you a serious cash offer to buy your home in 24 hours and let you walk away from it. No listing, no waiting. Sell any home, any size, any condition now. Call the expert team at I Need to Sell My House Fast. Make this free call now.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760. If your loved one has passed away due to COVID-19, pay close attention to this message. You could be entitled to a death benefit of over $300,000. The U.S. government has set up a fund to pay families relief if they've lost a loved one due to COVID-19. We know this is a hard time for you, and this fund has been set up by the federal government to help ease your pain. The compensation includes a death benefit and lost wages benefit. Time is limited, so we urge you to make a free phone call right now. There's no cost to you for this claim. All legal fees are only covered once you receive your money. So if you've lost a loved one due to COVID-19, call the legal helpline right now to find out if you qualify for a cash award. Here's our number, 800-876-7047, 800-876-7047. 800-876-7047. That's 800-876-7047. Paid for by the IPG Law Group.
Hey, you want some sports with your lunch? Well, tune into the legendary KYOK at the lunch break. And I'm Raven Rogers.
I appreciate you, Raven Rogers. As always, man, I can't wait to get her on. God, I can't wait to get her on. Please hurry up and come on. All right, anyway. It's our Oh My Goodness Monday. A few comments in, but I got to get to this first. Big shout out to a colleague of mine, Juan, who just sent this over to me. Heard me just talking about my sources and Deshaun Watson. And there's an article by Cody Benjamin that says Texans are still open to Deshaun Watson starting in 2021 amidst trade talks, legal dispute. It reads as follows. Deshaun Watson returned to practice for the first time in a week on Monday, making the first appearance in pads during Texans training camp while speaking with new general manager Nick Caserio. But it's anyone's guess as to what the future holds for the Pro Bowl quarterback who still faces 22 civil lawsuits and 10 criminal complaints alleging sexual assault or misconduct. I won't name the local writer who said Watson will never play another down for the Texans. You talk about a guy who is often dead wrong, but gets credited for being the general and all that. All right, we'll see. But someone else wrote that the Texans have not given up on him being their quarterback year one. They're not taking lowball offers. This is why they aren't being overly communicative with teams. Barring a strong offer, Texans brass will try to get him back into the fold before the season begins. The Texans have not folded up shop on making another run at him. They're going to let it play out with the hold in and see if there might be an Aaron Rodgers type of solution to the problem. It may not be likely, but there will be an attempt. For those who don't understand, Aaron Rodgers wants out of Green Bay and ended up signing an offer that allowed him to play this season in Green Bay and be unrestricted next season and go wherever he wants to go. And I don't know. I'm not spoken with Deshaun Watson or with his people, but maybe if they do something like that and don't hold him to, I think they have, when you throw in the franchise tags and the number of times they can tag him, I think they've got him locked up to 2026 or 2027 or 8, somewhere like that. I have to look back at my notes. But anyway, if they can allow him to see a light at the end of the tunnel and not just, be trying to tie him up forever, maybe. I do think that the legal stuff will not get worked out before this season. And whatever the NFL has found in their investigations, it is not enough for them at this point to have said, yeah, we want him off the field, because they could have easily slapped him on the commissioner's exempt list. They didn't. And I was wrong. I thought they were going to do that before training camp opened up on the 28th. But whatever they've seen or have not seen, and said, hey, he's free to do whatever he's allowed to do with team drills and as far as getting ready for the season. Again, I'm not litigating. I'm not picking sides. I'm not saying he deserves to play. I'm not saying any of that. I'm not saying the women are lying. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is, according to this report and what I said earlier, Deshaun Watson was back today. He worked out in the individual drills, didn't work out in the team drills. And the team, clearly has an interest in keeping him because they are literally not responding to trade offers. And the report said they're not responding because, they're not getting the kind of offers that they would be interested in for a quarterback of his value. Again, just talking about on the field stuff, not the Not the whole thing. We'll see. We'll see. Cowboys are going to be in action this Friday. I still don't expect to see Dak Prescott. I don't know, y'all. If I'm the Cowboys, but they're going to play him. I believe he'll play some preseason, if not this game, a series, 2, you name it. But I'm not. If I were the Cowboys head coach, Mike McCarthy, no. We'll get everything we need out of him in, live scrimmages and live drills with other teams and that kind of stuff, but not out of practice games. That's what preseason is, practice games. All right, Astros lost 2 out of 3 over the weekend to Minnesota. They're going to host Colorado tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Talking about an oh my goodness situation. Colorado was playing Miami at home, limited fans in the stands, and one of the African-American players for Miami was at the plate, and you can hear a Colorado fan yell the N-word twice. Of course, you've got people who are trying to alter the narrative and say, oh, no, he was just calling the name of the mascot. If your mascot has a name that's similar to the N-word, you got a problem. And I'm talking about the Colorado Rockies. Here was their statement following the incident. And let me be clear. It was not immediately following the incident. Like, it took several hours for them to even address that it happened. And that was after several people, included them, tagged them in the message or even the audio clip where it was heard. Here was their statement. The Colorado Rockies are disgusted at the racial slur by a fan directed at Marlins Lewis Brinson during the 9th inning of today's game. Although the subject was not identified prior to the end of the game, the Rockies are still investigating the incident. The Rockies have zero tolerance for any form of racism or discrimination, and any fan using derogatory language of any kind will be ejected and banned from Coors Field. But let me just tell you, their fans weren't having it. Their fans weren't having it. Let me read a couple of comments. Let's see. Tracy Mapu says, you say your organization has zero tolerance for this kind of behavior, but your ushers and other stadium workers were clearly okay with it since none of them made an effort to stop it or get the racist fan ejected. Kevin Ray said, where were the fans in that situation? They should have all been pointing him out to a security guard to get him out of there. William Wallace said, hours and hours too late. How can I bring my son to the games when you clearly have zero control over creating a reasonably safe environment? Maybe stop focusing on making money and concentrate on your fan experience and product for once. And I got to agree with him. When I saw the clip, it was hours before Colorado even acknowledged that an incident happened, and definitely hours before they released that statement. Thomas Harding, who covers the Rockies, said, I've talked with the Rockies who are investigating the incident, tracked down the fan, talked to Marlins Lewis Brinson, and as many of you and local news has reported, the fan was yelling for mascot. His name was Dinger. The mascot's name is Dinger. Apologies come from the club, which also thought it hears the insult, and from me for casting aspersions on the fan base and stadium worker. The team also tracked video and audio from both broadcasts and even talked to season ticket holders, the fan and his wife. I'm happy for the conclusion. Yeah. I wish I could play the actual clip. But there ain't nowhere in the world he was calling for a mascot. And for them to just kind of sweep this under the rug as if that's what that fan was trying to do. Yeah. Okay. All right, let me get ready to go. Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, the latest in the gospel music industry. Donnie does his thing every Monday through Friday from 2 to 3. In the morning, you got Erica Campbell and Griff. Get up morning, 6 a.m. to 9, and then your boy will be back. Dr. Sylvia Cole with Called to Inspire, and then I'll be back with Talk Your Team Tuesday. I'll have my power rankings for the MEAC tomorrow. As we get ready for the MEAC SWAC Challenge in Atlanta coming up in August. I'll be at that game and be broadcasting live from there. So, again, I'll be giving my MEAC power rankings. I'll give my SWAC power rankings again, and we will talk your team. You Cowboy fans, get ready to talk to you tomorrow. Texans fans, get ready to talk to you tomorrow. Rockets fans, how'd you like what you saw last night with your summer league team? Want to talk to y'all tomorrow as well. But as always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. Whatever you do, wear your mask where you're supposed to. Wash your hands like you're supposed to. Consider getting vaccinated. If you don't want to, that's your business. But consider other people as well as yourself. And then whatever you do when you see racism and bullying, do me a favor, kill it, not the person or the people, but the racism and the bullying. How do? You don't try to cover it up like it didn't happen. You don't laugh about it. You don't joke about it. You call it out and you let folks know that ain't going down over here. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on here with what you need to know today. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today. The U.S. is now averaging 100,000 new COVID-19 infections a day. The current milestone reached over the weekend represents the highest number of infections since the winter surge. Health officials warn that cases, hospitalizations, and deaths will continue to soar if vaccination rates do not increase. Nationwide, 50% of residents are fully vaccinated, 250,000 in early January. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. Again, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. As always, literally, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.